on that, we're now being joined by Arise correspondent Andy Omanu, who has been on ground in River State since the election began to give us updates on the exercise. Andy, it's good to have you with us. So APP having 22 out of 23 local government. Who would have thought that? And that report you had, we saw the APC and PDP representatives also coming together to give a press statement on that. What are your impressions, do you think?
Well, Neil, thank you very much. Yes, in that report, you did have the APC and the PDP coming together to say there was no local government election in River State yesterday. But elections ahead, I must say, and while the election was going on, that particular incident happened right in front of RISEC office, that is the River State Independent Electoral Commission. That was where that happened. And I must quickly add that those are factions of the PDP, because you know PDP and the APC are in factions. You have the Emeka Beke-led faction of the ABC, recognized by the High Court here in River State, and you also have the Tony Okosha faction of the APC, caretaker, operating at the caretaker level, recognized by the national leadership of the All Progressives Congress that is in Abuja. Then in PDP, you have two factions. That's loyal to immediate past governor and FCT minister Nyesom Wike, who recently elected Aaron Chukwuemeka as their chairman. And you have another faction led by Robinson Ewo, loyal to Governor Sim Fubara. So it was those two factions of these two political parties that yesterday protested to say there was no election, even when that election was going on. And what is happening as we speak, there is relative calm, I must add quickly, because the entire Port Harcourt city, Port Harcourt, the River State capital as at yesterday, was soaked in tension, if I'm allowed to use that expression. But as we speak today, life seems to have returned to normal. If you watch my background, there is vehicular traffic and people are going about their normal duties, especially those who have returned from the church services on Sunday. And so that is the situation as we speak. But we are still awaiting the results from the outstanding local government area. You know, yesterday, Justice Adolfo Senebeli, chairman of RISEC, did declare results of only 22 local government areas, with one outstanding. That's a Shea local government area. So we are expecting that result of a Shea local government area will be declared today, alongside the result for all 319 councillorship seats that were contested for in yesterday's election. That is what we are waiting. There is relative calm, I should say. Nobody knows what will happen next, but from all indications, it does seem that Rivers people have decided to move on with their lives, having put, I should say, the local government election stress behind them. Because before that yesterday, the thinking was that Rivers State was going to burn because of the court cases, because of the tension, because of the threat, because of the intimidation that heralded the exercise yesterday.
All right, Andy, thank you for the update. But, you know, as you said, the River State Chief Election Officer, that's Adolfo Senebeli, already announced that the 22 states out of the 22 local governments, out of the 23 local governments, were swept victoriously by the APP. And I'd just like to know what the polls is like. Is this a reflection of what the people want? What are the people saying about this? We heard the APC and PDP group that came together to hold that, rally, saying that the action of the governor to go ahead with that election was tantamount to anti-party activities. I'd like to hear what the people are saying about this.
Well, Omobola, I think the Rivers people just want to move on with their lives. They just want to move on with their lives because there's been too much of political wrangling since October the 30th last year. And the people are getting fed up that rather than play politics all through the time that is supposed to be for governance, these political gladiators should put whatever differences they have behind them and allow the Rivers people to breathe, if I'm allowed to use that popular expression that is gaining so much ground in Nigeria. The people has moved on. They have taken the results of what happened yesterday. 22 out of 23 local government areas won by the Action People's Party, APP, a political party that not too long ago, this victorious chairmanship candidate were asked to move into. And besides, it's expected. What would you expect? It's not only in Rivers State that this has happened. If you ask me, as one who is on the top, as one who has reported politics over the years, I think it's not a good development, but it's not just happening here. That has been the tradition from state to state, whether it's in Imo State, whether it's in Anambra State, whether it's in any other state. It's been the sitting party supported by the governor that is always sweeping at the local government level, which is not supposed to be, but that is what we have here. The people of Rivers State just want to move on. They don't care whether one political party has swept the polls as it happened yesterday. They want peace, they want development, they want that all-important third tier of government that is very close to the people to breathe, to have a life of its own. Let me also quickly add that you remember that when that crisis started, when the last set of local government chairmen exited office, there was crisis leading to the police occupying all 23 local government area secretariat. As we speak, that situation is still there. So the Rivers people are waiting to see if the police would still occupy the entrances to these 23 local government areas now that a new set of local government chairmen have been elected. And so the Rivers people, if I must answer your question directly, Mobola, just want to move on because it's been too many troubles in the state, as it were.
You're right, Andy, and as you've said, the people have spoken and too many uncertainties regarding River State politics right now. But let me crave your indulgence in this. Now that we have like 22 local government, and the results have spoken for themselves, APP sweeping all of that, and 23 out of 23 local government areas, and just one still left, and well, the result might not change much for the better for the other two parties. But do you foresee a lengthy litigation process based on the protest of APC and PDP, and how will that also impact governance in River State at the moment, with all this air of uncertainty, despite the electorate giving their thumbs up for APP, as it were?
Well, to answer that question directly, yes, that you really cannot. You cannot overlook at all. I see political fireworks. I mean, legal fireworks, I should say. I see that coming up in the next couple of days because if you look at Nigeria politicians, they really would not want to back down when the general will is that they should in the interest of the people. And I must say that the brand of politics played in Rivers State here is different from any other. Different because it's a politics of everybody wants to have his way. And you know that everybody cannot have his way at all the time. Somebody must lose and somebody must also win. But if that is not allowed to happen, that in effect will snowball into litigation. So I see litigations in the next couple of weeks, in the next couple of days, the next couple of months. And if that does happen, what that will signal is the fact that we're also continuously going to have a leadership that is the governor who is going to have divided attention because while he strives to govern the state, he's also going in another breath trying to see how he can make sure that at the end of the day, what happened yesterday is sustained because so many political analysts are already saying that had this not happened yesterday, the governor would not have been able to pull his way through should he decide to run for a second tenure. You know, between 1999 and today, we've not seen any governor who did not go for a second tenure except when they were stopped with that ambition by whoever their political godfather is. So I see litigation. That will come. But the Rivers people said, well, even if litigations are going to come, you know what Nigerian politicians would always say? They say, look, elections have been won and lost. You can go to court. So litigations is very likely to come in the next couple of days and weeks.
Indeed, I'm sure the governor Fubara already saw this coming because he made a statement before the elections that he is the biggest loser in these elections because his party is not participating in the elections. But I'm concerned about the local government autonomy ruling, which was granted earlier this year. And, you know, President Tinubu gave October as the deadline for all states to meet up with that, which is why a lot of states are doing these local government elections. But do you see this autonomy taking ground or having effect, especially looking at the fact that most of the past states, Kwara, Kebbi, Kaduna, Sokoto, that also held their local government elections, had the party at the center, that's the governor's party, taking the day. Do you see this, you know, autonomy taking effect, seeing that Rivers State is a bit different? We have the APP sweeping all the 22 states, and we're still awaiting 22 local government. I mean, and we're still, while we still await the remaining local government.
Well, Mobola, yes, I think that question, local government autonomy, it may just take effect. You know, the people, not just the people, those who have had the opportunity to govern at the local government level had always agitated for local government autonomy, especially in states where the governors have decided to hold down whatever is meant for this all-important tier of government and just give such local government chairmen a piecemeal. And at the end of the day, they are the ones who are blamed for not participating. So I see that holding ground. But another way, another thing I must add quickly is the fact that even if that is going to hold ground, the people must have a very, very important role to play in all of this. Why do I say so? The people must be vigilant because it's not enough for local government autonomy to be granted and you go to sleep. The people who are directly affected at that local government level should be able to insist and report whatever local government chairman that is not doing the expected, because we are told that everything is going to be in the know of everybody. Allocations coming to the local government levels is going to come to them directly. And so if a local government chairman is not being able to put infrastructure on ground commensurate with the allocation he has drawn from the federal level, the people must be awake. So vigilance is the key word. I see that taking place, and the people does have a very, very, very important role to play in order to give that autonomy the needed bite that is expected of it.
Very good, Andy. Vigilance is probably what led to the results we're also looking at right now, with the people taking the lead in creating a path for themselves for the future. But Andy, let me ask you this. Now that we have an APP majority at the local government level, which ordinarily should be the foundation of the state governance itself, how do you see a relationship between the APP local government level, despite the autonomy, and of course the PDP-led at the state level, you think? Do you see a cordial relationship in the next few weeks and months to come throughout the duration of this of Governor Fubara's administration, do you think?
Yes, there's going to be a cordial, I foresee rather, a cordial relationship between the APP, that is now the winner of 22 local government areas out of 23, with the Fubara faction. I kept emphasizing that particular word, because the PDP in Rivers State is in two factions. One loyal to immediate past governor and current FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, and the other loyal to the incumbent governor, same Fubara. So the same Fubara faction of the PDP is going to work hand in glove with that APC. Don't forget that before this en masse movement by these local government chairmen who were elected yesterday, they may have reached a particular political compromise that this is how we are going to run. But don't also forget that it's very likely that in the next couple of days, if PDP did, the national leadership of the PDP did recognize the fact that the incumbent governor of Rivers State, Sim Fubara, is the leader of the party in Rivers State, I see a movement in this political pendulum. What will be the movement? The movement may just be that, okay, now my party has recognized me, and Nigerian politicians can decamp at every slightest provocation. So if that happens, I see these guys likely moving en masse back to the PDP. But that will happen depending on what plays at the national level, because don't forget that there is still a tussle as to who is the leader of the PDP in Rivers State. Is it the immediate past governor or the current minister? Remember, a couple of governors on the PDP platform had said, we have a tradition, and that tradition is, in the PDP, the governor, the sitting governor, is the leader of the political party. And so that decision should not be changed at the middle of this political game. But that is what had transpired. So I foresee a shift if that happens. But if it does not happen, the Fubara faction, the APP, I should say, would run hand in glove consistently with the Fubara faction of the PDP in Rivers State in the days, months to come.
Well, it appears that the no local government election protest isn't really causing too much, trouble in the state. Since you say everything is going as expected, and one would wonder if you foresee any trouble or any crisis in the nearest future, especially since they are saying that they would not accept the result as declared by RISIEC. And also, we also know that the APP has thanked the people of the state for voting them in power. So it's looking like this is the direction that things will go now.
Well, Obabola, I may not be able to foretell what is going to happen in the next couple of days. But if I flash back and come to the present, I try to do a peep into the future. I really don't see the worst anybody can do at this point now is to go to court. That is the worst or the best anybody can do. For you to want to resort into hitting the streets of Port Harcourt or any other local government area in Rivers State in order to further foment another trouble. I think the people are a little bit lethargic about any form of crisis again, because they've had crisis too many in Rivers State. Remember, it got to a point that analysts were referring to this state as rivers of one trouble, one day, one trouble. And I think the people are sick and tired of crisis, of protest. Remember, peace is priceless and terror is senseless. Nobody wants to do. Where there is crisis in any system, it is the ordinary people that are the most affected, not the affluent. And so the ordinary people are eking out their living in a harsh economic reality that we all face, and they are not really disposed to anybody dragging them into the streets again. But you cannot foreclose that. Yeah. But if that does happen, I see many people, staying aloof, because the first law of nature is self-preservation. Mobola.
Indeed, and hopefully we'll be getting more positive news from River State on account of this election's outcome. Andy Omano there reflecting on the polls in River State, especially the local government polls.